Did I? That better? Is that better? Where's my other glasses? I need my other glasses. What did I do with them? Those work. Those will work. Oh, these got more reflection in them, huh? Let me see. How was the reflection on these? Same thing. That's not as bad though. Okay, back with it. I'll wear these ones. Well, there's three people. Two. Hey, Jason. Two. I must be the second one. Four. There. We've got up with Jason's stream. Hey, Jason and Jason. Jason and Jason. Yeah. There's J and J. Yeah. Hey, Luck Rider. Riders on the storm. Doo, 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 doo. Ghost Riders on the storm. Yeah, that's what Forrest Fenn's up there riding with the Ghost Riders. But it's like November, like he made the announcement about the Finder on the 6th of June on D-Day, and so he was using some old. Oh, get that off. Oh, you know what that is? Here we go. We can do this. Oh, come on. Like that, like that. There we go. And then we put the hat on. We'll put that in the back. There we go. Is that better? See, I'm all set now. It's a day late. No, actually, November 1st is Halloween. It's celebrated on Hallows Eve, the eve of Halloween. People don't know that. Yeah. It's All Hallows Eve, the day before. Yeah. So actually, November 1st is Halloween. Hallows Eve is the night before, just like at New Year's. Looks freaky, huh? I'm the Lone Ranger. Yeah. So, I was looking up. I got on the computer here. So I was looking up what important dates are there in November, since he used the D-Day because he prayed for D's. That's when the announcement was made, and I was wondering what happens in November. Because the one legal paper thing said that something was going to happen sometime after November 1st, that there's something going to happen legally where after November 1st, the person could contact the other. I think the Finder is what we're hinting at, that would be assigned after November 1st. And do I have it on the screen here? Yeah, I got it on there. So I was looking up the dates in November. What important dates in November are there that Forrest Fenn might use to as a date that something is to come out? Since things seem to happen according to a schedule that he made last year when he said there's going to be a lot of surprises this year. And so what are the other surprises? You know what I mean? I can do that and that. Oh, now I see my eyes. I can see myself now. And one of the wow, one of the things that came up November 4th, King Tut's tomb was discovered in Luxor, Egypt, by British archaeologist Howard Carter after several years of searching. The child King Tutankhamun, best of Pharaoh, age aged 9, and he died at 9 years old. So he's just at 8. He became Pharaoh at 9. He died at 19. The tomb was found mostly intact, containing numerous prices. So the day King's Tut Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt led to something that he figured was just as important as King Tut. Yeah. Yeah, they did some things they shouldn't have done, probably. Violated the curse of the mummy. Hey, Richard. Zorro. It's the Lone Ranger. That's the Zorro hat, right? There we go. Okay, so I need glasses to see what this says. But so other things for November 4th. Abraham Lincoln married Mary Todd in Springfield, Illinois in 1842, November 4th. Okay, so the British defeated the Germans. Soviet Russian troops moved in to crush uprising in Hungary. Militants stormed the U.S. Embassy November 4th. That's when the Iranian terrorists took the embassy in Tehran. I remember that. I was in the Navy when that happened. Or yeah. Apparently, Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated on November 4th. So there's two things: a Jewish thing and an Egyptian. King Tut's tomb and a Jewish thing. Get rid of the. I need the mask. It's making it hard to see and read. Put that back there. 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 Just me. The November 5th, the first issue of the New York Weekly Journal published. Aviator C.P. Snow completed the first transcontinental flight across America, landing in Pasadena. That's November 5th. So that might be important to a pilot. First cross-country transcontinental flight across America in New York on September 1911. 1911. Guy named Snow. November 6th, Henry VI was crowned King of England. November 6th. See, that's the day, 2 days after so Lincoln was elected November 6th. Oh, and November 3rd, Trump's going to get reelected. So, inventor of the game of baseball, James Naismith, born in Altamont, Ontario, Canada, in 1861. Wow. November 7th. Now there's a November 7th stamp in the book. There one, and it's Father on the Banco, November 7th. I'm pretty sure it was Father on the Banco, November 7th. I better make sure. So somebody, Greg's power is out, as far as I know. That's what I've been told. His power's out. It's the curse of Forrest Fenn. Remember the puppet said, don't mess with the family." because he's up there and he can throw lightning bolts down at anybody that messes with him. The curse of Forrest Fenn. There was, yeah, this one, November 7th. And what's he sitting on? The bank is the Model A. That's the Buffalo Cowboy car is the Model A. That's a Model A. George O'Keefe had a Model A. His dad had a Model A. He went on a lot of vacations in that Model A. You know, when you all that time driving from Texas up there, they're sitting in that Model A. You know, it makes sense. Because you're there for so little time, but it seems most of the time is spent getting there and getting back. Especially back in those days, man. They didn't have interstates then. and you couldn't take pavement all the way across the country then. There are people on dirt roads and all kinds of stuff. Hello to all chase goers. Real finder. Hey, Maria. So that storm went right past you, Maria, and it's up there messing with Greg tonight. Horse and buggy. Well, I watched some of them Deadliest Road videos, and and some of the places in Africa that it's like, man, them people their ambulance, the only ambulance they have is 20 years old, and the roads are like mud holes. 110-mile-an-hour winds. You got a kite? If you got a parachute, you can probably take a trip to Florida. Yeah. Can you imagine riding in a tornado if they had somebody, a daredevil, like they go off Niagara Falls? It'd be some daredevil with one big bubble thing that goes looking to ride a tornado, with some unbreakable bubble with a bunch of. It would have to have a bunch of pockets around it for lift for the tornado to grab it, but it'd probably spin like hell. So you'd need something that doesn't spin in the middle. It just. Listen, 110 degrees. 110 degrees or 110-mile-an-hour wind? 110 degrees. All right, I remember the first time I went to Palm Springs. We got there at 10 o'clock at night, and it was 110 degrees. First time in Palm Springs. First place I've seen cockroaches. We went down visiting my uncle's girlfriend's place. Thanks, Mariah. Yeah. Yeah, I got the art. I'm trying to, if all comes to whatever, then I got my art, and all. Plan is sometime to rent a small shop that I could have a bed and sleep there too. And um, if I can't afford frames, then I would just have them on the wall in like sleeves all along the wall with the art in them. Do you think next surprise will be this one? I think it could have to do with the anniversary of the discovery of King Tut's tomb, because that's one date this month that might be important to Forrest, because what his treasure hunt led to was something just as important as discovering King Tut's tomb. All this ancient stuff that I found, it's bigger than King Tut. The treasure chest was the full page color ad for the big discovery of what the chase led to. Yeah, I was going through some of the November dates. The Treaty of the Pyrenees was signed November 7th. General William H. Harrison led 1,000 Americans defeating the Shawnee Indians in the Battle Tippecanoe Creek near Lafayette, Indiana, November 7th, 1811. So that must have been the War of 1812. It's time for me. Oh. The real finder would be out having fun, I would think. Canada's first transcontinental railway was completed November 7th, 1885. Russian Bolsheviks overthrew provincial governments. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected in 1945. That would have been when Forrest was 15. So that might be and what Roosevelt was, the one in the movie, the Pearl Harbor. What's his name played him? Jolene's dad. Carl Stokes became first African American mayor in the U.S. elected city of Cleveland. East German government resigned after pro-democracy protest November 7th. That was when the Berlin Wall came down. Douglas Wilder became the first African American governor. So they had a first mayor and a first governor, and a first woman president of Ireland, and Madame Curie was born in Warsaw. Billy Graham was born on November 7th. So those coincide because he has a November 7th postage stamp in the book. Good night, the real. This week, today's show. You see, my thing is the real finder has not been. My thing says the real finder doesn't find out till it's you can't open it until Christmas. Yeah, there's some people I think knew something. There's things that happens and it says don't open till Christmas. I know what that is. Yeah. Hey, Moni. Yeah. November 8th, Cortez conquered Mexico after landing the Yucatan Peninsula in April. Cortez and his so by November 8th, they considered that Cortez had conquered Mexico. November 8th, 1519. They didn't waste any time getting there, did they? Columbus, I mean, that's like 23 years, 22 years, or 92, 27 years after Columbus discovered America. And Cortez conquered Mexico within 27 years of Columbus discovering America, or so-called discovery. We know that the Phoenicians had been here, Europeans had been here long ago. Native Americans had blood from Europe. The East Coast Americans had European blood in them. November 8th, Hitler's beer hall putsch took place in Burger's Ballkeller in Munich. Must be a bar. That's man. X marks the spot. No, X doesn't mark the spot. The cross does. The cross is an X. There are different. There was two different kinds of crosses. One looked like an X, and the other is the Christian cross that has the stem on it. But before that, it was just an X. Was the cross. Like crossing my walking stick with my peace pipe. Can't put my walking stick in front of the heater there. Turn that down. Sir Edmund Halley was born on November 8th, 1656. 1742, so he was 80-something. Bram Stoker was born in Dublin, Ireland on November 8th. The guy who wrote Dracula. Okay. Yeah. Turn it into a snake. No, they would shut down my YouTube channel if I turned it into a snake. Gone with the Wind author was born on November 8th. There's Cary Grant. His daughters didn't know who Cary Grant was. Well, Cary Grant was in Gone with the Wind, and the author of Gone with the Wind was born on November 8th. Pioneer heart surgeon Christine Barnard died in 2001, but what heart South Africa. But I don't think Forrest would have known him. November 9th, the Great Boston Fire. The Berlin Wall opened in 1989. November 9th. Architect Stanford White's birthday and Spiro Agnew's birthday. That's November 9th, not November 10th. Marine Corps established November 10th, 1775. He was Air Force. And I know when I was in the Navy, you had to be Navy, whatever branch you were, they all stuck together, you know. The other branches were virtual enemies. It's like Army-Navy football game. They battle it out, you know? Hirohito was crowned Emperor of Japan November 10th, 1928. And it reformed. Was born Martin Luther King, born November 10th. Is that what that just said? Because I thought that was where did I see that? Yeah, Reformation founder by Martin Luther. That's okay. 1483. It's the original one. the original Martin Luther. Richard Burton's birthday. Marines. Yep. So yeah, I was Navy. Irving Berlin's "God Bless America" was first performed November 11th. That's J.A. Street, right? No, J.A. Street was life, liberty, and justice for all. But here we have the anniversary of the Irving Berlin's "God Bless America." Through the mountains and the forest. Yes. The water's high above. Yeah, when he's talking in the poem, you take like there's one word, he's talking about waters when he says where warm waters halt, where he talks about water again. You put those two together, high warm water. Okay, when the ice caps melted, when the water got warmer, the ice caps melted and the water was high and warm. Noah's Ark, you know, and begin it when Noah's Ark, after the Ark found land again. Yeah, and that's at the end of Genesis in the Bible. So you begin it in Exodus, which is Moses. There's just too many things in the poem that say it told me how to find. I found Moses, but it took me a while to figure out that it was Moses, that Moses was the blaze that he's talking about. Moses is the treasure that stretched out under the canopy of stars. Women allowed to vote November 11th in Church of England. Abigail Adams was born in Westworth, Massachusetts. She was the wife of John Adams, second president. It reminds me, I've had one of my relatives from the past is a famous daughter of the American Revolution symbol, was Abigail Hinman, and she shot Benedict Arnold's hat off his head from her front door. She shot the hat off of Benedict Arnold, pew, because he was a traitor. But she's like a second cousin or third cousin. I don't know, something like that. Mark Twain's my third cousin 4 times removed. We're both descended from Benjamin Captain Benjamin Casey, who was in Kentucky, Greene County, Kentucky. And those families go back to Captain Smith, who came in 1607. And so my ancestors married Pocahontas' sisters, basically. That's why. There's a mosquito bite. Kill one mosquito and the whole family comes to the funeral. Who died from the mosquito bite? Who died? Howard who? Hughes? He was a germaphobe. He's always washing his hands. Howard Hughes was always washing his hands and use mosquito spray. You know the Tabasco commercial where the mosquito lands on the guy's leg and starts sucking the blood out, and because the Tabasco, the mosquito just explodes, right? My mosquitoes, they get too lazy to do anything. Buzz, buzz, buzz. I'm buzzed. Are you? Okay, November 11th, General George S. Patton was born. November 11th, 1885. He was born in San Gabriel, California. Jesse Gorman. I think I've seen Jesse Gorman's name, but I don't know her. I've tried to meet Rocky Gorman down in Santa Fe. She has a shop at the La Fonda on the back corner from the La Fonda. What kind of bud do you enjoy? Cheap bud. Whatever's cheap. They get one can a month. It's like 14%, and it's called Sling Blade. Sounds deadly. Oh, yeah. Even it's possible that that R.C. Gorman is from one of my relatives that from Wisconsin. Somebody went down to Texas, Oklahoma area, and so R.C. Gorman could be from that family, and it could be that's very likely because my ancestor at the same time period, it wasn't what didn't really like he was back there was a lot of racists back then. But he fought for the North to free the slaves. So, but and so because it was one of his brothers that came. It was like where the hell these guys go? and I thought I traced one down to Texas, and R.C. Gorman signed a book for my uncle. It said to my cousin. So. It's like Quanah Parker. His mother was a white woman. That's why his last name's Parker. Because he was just Quanah. I don't know what Quanah mean. What Quanah mean? What did he? It's not buffalo. That's not duck or. I wonder what it translated. Gay Delkin should know what that is. November 12th, major eruption in Mount Vesuvius, Italy. Isn't that one of the places that he got in trouble? The 12th. Yeah, Mount Vesuvius. Start over. 35 minutes. That's okay. Look at that. It's Alice Cooper right there. It's Alice Cooper. Sitting on my head, Alice Cooper on my shoulder. Yeah, and I think I have Forrest is somewhere in there. Where did he go? Oh, he's right down, right there. Oh, yeah, that's why. Right there. Forrest Fenn picture. He's on his airplane. Can't hardly tell, huh? That's the one of him climbing up his plane. There's his head. Okay, so yeah, you might be able to see him. Yeah, that's him. Yep. Who else? Grace Kelly was born in Philadelphia on November 12th. Some people, yeah, a lot of people don't know who Cary Grant was, don't know who Grace Kelly was either. She married some, I think it was some Saudi prince or something, and she became Princess Grace. But yeah, she was born in Philadelphia in 1929, November 12th. Actress. Yeah, there's a movie where they're going down this mountain in Italy, and that's where she died, I think, driving down one of them mountains. I think she died in a car wreck. November 13th, the Holland Tunnel was open. I saw a sinking of the USS Juno, a Japanese torpedo, Guadalcanal, World War II in the Pacific. De Gaulle was appointed president November 13th. Racial segregation on buses was unconstitutional. November 3rd. That's not important to Forrest. State of emergency was declared in Britain after power workers. No, I'm looking for dates that might be anniversary dates of events since he used D-Day and other stuff. I should look up what things happen on the 7th, and I think this his mother died on the 4th, and his father died on the 8th or something, and he died me in the middle. He went in the middle in between those two dates. First experimental blood transfusion took place in Britain in 1666. Wow. With 2 dogs. They did a blood transfusion between 2 dogs. And it's 1666. November 14th, 1770, Scottish explorer James Bruce discovered the source of the Blue Nile on Lake Tanya in northwest Ethiopia. November 14th, Nellie Bly set out from New York to beat the record of Jules Verne's imaginary hero, Phineas Fogg, who traveled the world in 80 days. Bly penned named Elizabeth, returned 72 days later to a tremendous welcome. So Nellie Bly flew a balloon around the world in 72 days, not 80. There's a movie, Around the World in 80 Days. That's one of them ones that you wouldn't know if you didn't know who Clark Gable was. Or Cary Grant. November 14th, first paying passengers traveled on the new rail service through the channel. Channel Tunnel, Leakin, 94. Steamboat developer was born in Pennsylvania. Okay, and here's one Davio would like. Monet, born November 14th, 1840, in Paris. Jawaharlal Nehru was born in Allahabad, India. Spent 20 years with Mahatma Gandhi. Aaron Copland, born in Brooklyn, November 14th. November 15th, Articles of Confederation adopted by Continental Congress. November 15th, 1864, during the American Civil War, Union troops under General William T. Sherman burned Atlanta. They burned Atlanta. I didn't think that's a date Forrest would use for making an announcement. November 15th, 1881, Federation of Organized Trades and Labor Unions, United States and Canada, formed Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 5 years later, the organization was renamed the American Federation of Labor, the AFL. The AFL-CIO. Yeah. Started in 1881. During the Holocaust, Heinrich Himmler ordered gypsies and part gypsies to be sent to concentration camps. The number of gypsies killed by Nazis is estimated up to 500,000. November 15th, 1969, largest anti-war rally in U.S. history. 250,000 persons gathered in D.C. to protest Vietnam War. November 15th, 1980, Pope John Paul II visited West Germany with appeal to visit Germany. Okay. First Pope in Germany for 200 years. American artist Georgia O'Keeffe. Okay, there's an important birthday, isn't it? I knew if I read through here, I'd find something important to Forrest. Georgia O'Keeffe. November 15th, 1887. So something could happen November 15th. I said November 4th, because of discovering King Tut's tomb. November 15th, because it's George O'Keeffe's birthday. Wouldn't that be something to have some of her artwork? Was born in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Hey, I think that's pretty close to where my ancestors came from. They came from Spring Valley. It might be near Sun Prairie. She painted desert landscapes and flowers, studied and subject of more than 500 photographs taken by her husband, photographer Alfred Stieglitz. More than 500 photographs. I got 50,000 photographs. And I had probably 10,000, 15,000 art things from them. Well, my art is just AI painting what's in my pictures. I'm not telling it to, you know, to add faces or anything. That it's painting what it sees on the rocks. Sometimes it adds some swirls or something or streaks, but the shapes are directly from the rocks. You can see it when you look at the raw picture versus the AI painted picture. Roosevelt, November 16th, announced U.S. and Soviet Russia had resumed diplomatic relations suspended since 1919. So from 1919 to 1933, there was no diplomatic relations between U.S. and Russia. 1989, November says, South Africa, F.W. de Klerk announced the appointment of the. No. Now I got to find something that hits harder than Georgia O'Keeffe and King Tut. I mean, Georgia O'Keeffe's right up there with King Tut. Those are both important days, right? Queen Elizabeth ascended to the throne at the age of 25, reigning in 1603 when she was 69. Okay. New Yorker publisher was arrested, charged with libeling the colonial governor. That's in 1734. That wouldn't be. U.S. Congress met for the first time, Capitol Hill. That one Forrest wouldn't care. George, that doesn't top George O'Keeffe. Okay, the Suez Canal. Thousands of protesters. Is that an A for an A? Model A, her Model A. See, because the Buffalo Cowboy car was Model A. And George O'Keeffe had a Model A that she did her paintings from. She's did them in the back seat of her car. Turned the seat around and had the easel in the back seat. United Nations opened its first war crimes tribunal. No, that's not. NAFTA, no. German mathematician. Born in no. It's got to be somebody important. Somebody Forrest Fenn important. Got to top George O'Keeffe and King Tut. Okay, I'm gonna cruise through these. Allied General Douglas Haig, first battle of the Somme. German composer Karl Maria von Weber, photography inventor, was born. British author Sir William Gilbert was born. And Polish pianist. Puerto Rico was discovered by Columbus November 19th. There's another discovery. King Tut's tomb, November 4th. And Columbus discovered the New World on November 19th. Wait, no. When October 12th is Columbus Day, right? What is this shit? Puerto Rico was discovered November 19th. So he was hanging out at whatever other island in the Virgin Islands for a little bit before he went to Puerto Rico. Man in the Iron Mask. Gettysburg Address, November 19th. 1863. New Jersey suffragettes, November 19th, 1868. Presidential election of the 14th. Construction of the first presidential library, Franklin D. Roosevelt, November 1939. Russian Army began a massive counter to the Germans in Stalingrad during World War II in 1942. The first news reported that American troops had massacred civilians in My Lai village back in March of 1968. Now, he did put out the video. Dale just published the video of Forrest doing the bombing, right? And where is, I'm going to put that on Google Earth. I'm wondering if was in the area where he. Oh, that was 1969. He had left in Christmas of 1968. So Forrest wasn't responsible on that bombing because he had left almost a year before the My Lai village bombing. That's nice to know. But that could make November 19th an important date, you know. I watch these truckers, these shows about these roads in some of these places, and these people don't have transportation to to get to the hospital or anything. Their ambulance is 20 years old and stuff. And I thought, shoot, man, if I had enough, I'd go help some. At least if they had the money, buy them a used ambulance. You see them on eBay, buy a used ambulance and ship it. If you got money, buy a used ambulance and ship it to some village in Africa or Vietnam or something, where they don't have the stuff. And those people need roads too, not just that, But I have an invention that could help with transporting things between them villages too. November 19th, Jim Jones. all his followers died November 19th. Anwar Sadat became first Arab leader to visit Israel. And he got assassinated too, didn't he? Cold War came November 19th. Pope Paul, Cuban leader Fidel Castro, 1996. These are all November 19th. Okay, who was born November 19th? Charles I, King of Scotland. He's one of my ancestors. I think. Pretty sure. I gotta get a new family tree software program because the one it was taking over my computer. It was bothering me all the time. It had to do something and update every. And as I haven't done anything, I haven't even opened the program for 3 months. Why a daily reminder that the program's there? James Garfield, president, was born November 19th. Indira Gandhi was born November 19th. Roy Campanella was born November 19th. Bill of Rights ratified, New Jersey, first state to ratify, November 20th. Franco Maduro launched revolutionary in Mexico in 1910. The first use of tanks battle occurred in France. The Battle of Israel, November 20th. Newburgh War. England's Princess Elizabeth married Philip Mountbatten. Elizabeth was the first child of King George and became Queen Elizabeth II upon her death of her father in 1952. Cuban Missile Crisis, November 3rd, 20th. Mao Zedong went on trial for 9 others in treason. Fire erupted in Queen Elizabeth residence, Windsor Castle, in 92. I remember that. Swedish authors born of author Samela Langerlof, born birthday. Edwin Hubble, November 20th. Robert F. Kennedy was born November 20th. Now there's a Jackie. That ties to Jackie Kennedy. What? Oh, yeah. Well, Robert F. Kennedy. Robert. Okay. John wasn't. I know that because we do Lincoln's and Washington's birthday. We don't do Kennedy's birthday. We should. Maybe Trump will make that a. Well, that's why they have. That's why they made Lincoln Washington President's Day. So it covers all of them. The first free balloon fight was November 21st, 1783. Balloon fight took place in Paris. I think they're talking hot air balloons. Yeah, they are. Flight. Balloon flight, not fight. IRA shot and killed 14 British soldiers in Dublin, November 21st, 1920. Oh, remember the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. That should have been. I gotta go back up and look, see if that was there. Let's see. I'm on the 22nd. Let's see if that was. Remember the movie V for Vendetta, November 5th. Yeah, remembered as Guy Fawkes Day in Britain for the anniversary of the failed gunpowder plot to blow up the House of Parliament in King James I in 1605. November. Oh, that's let me know that I'm live. That's good. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Had to run for Paris. Photos help. Pompeii. Yeah. Prince of Bel Air. June 20,000 fog or frog. Hey, street scenes. How about Gandhi? Yeah. Hot air balloons. November 6th, King Henry the Sixth was crowned king. November 6th, Abraham Lincoln elect. Oh, it was on this 22nd. Yeah. Portuguese navigator, China Clipper, Panama, Trans-Pacific Air Mail, November 22nd, 1935. Cairo Conference, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, King of Spain. We post. I got a good list of what happened on certain dates of the month, you know. Billy the Kid, birthday, November 23rd. Born in New York City. Is Henry McCarty. I know one of his relatives. King Louis, great bud. Yeah. Louis, 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 Louis. Louis, 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 Louis. I can do it this way. That's a little better. See my face. I don't have my face off the edge of the screen trying to see my computer. New batteries for the computer. Well, one's the main battery that plugs into the computer, and the other one is like a docking station. It's called Blade. It's a Blade battery, and it's supposed to add like 5 hours of battery power, and I'm only getting like 2 out of it, and it's saying that it can only do 48% of what it's designed to do. And I bought it as a new battery, and I put it in the computer, and it says that the computer says manufactured 2011, first used 2016, and I just bought it as a new battery. This thing ain't new at all. And so, yeah, I'm going to get my money back from eBay because they aren't going to have me ship back a bad battery. How do Old West come from New York City? Yeah, that's you asking about salsa or what? New York City. So it was Queen Elizabeth opened a new session of Parliament. Okay. Birthdays, November 24th birthday, Zachary Taylor, Scott Joplin. Scott Joplin wrote The Entertainer. That was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Was it? Or that was The Sting. I don't know. But so more birthdays, November 24th. German Field Marshal Heinrich von Mainstein. He lived till 1973, huh? Motivational lecturer Dale Carnegie. Carnegie, he was a rich bugger, right? Involved with railroads and stuff. I think Carnegie built railroads and 3 days after assassination, November 25th, the JFK assassination. Temperance. Pope John Paul was born. John Paul the 13th, 23rd, 23rd. XXIII. That's 23rd. How can there be that many John Pauls? Pope Johns. There's a lot of Pope Johns. Judges oneself. Yep. Big flood in England, 1703, November 26th, house rise, Egypt, Howard Carter and Lord first went to the tomb of Tutankhamun. First went inside King Tut's tomb. They discovered it on November 4th, but first went inside it November 26th, 1922. So there's one day they discovered it. And you know what was outside of King Tut's tomb was Anubis. And I found Anubis up here. He's the guardian of the dead. He's the god of the dead. And Forrest is in his realm. in his care. John Harvard College, was born November 26th. Andres Sidley, I don't know who these. If I can pronounce their name, then might as well. November 27th birthday, Bat Masterson was born in Henryville, Quebec. So he came from Quebec. Billy the Kid came from New York. They might have come on the same train. Doing a theater near you. It's a mad, 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 mad world. No, dude. Because it was a mad, mad, mad world, right? So the next one's it's got a mad, 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 mad world. Mad, 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 mad. Yeah, 4 mads instead of 3. A reality show, the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. November 28th, Panama declared itself independent from Spain. FBI agents killed bank robber George Babyface Nelson, November 28th, 1934. Fire erupted inside the Coconut Grove nightclub in Boston, killing nearly 500 people, November 28th, 1942. Tehran Conference began between Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1943. William Blake, birthday, November 28th. John Bunyan, whoever he is. Frederick Engels, birthday. I think he was a Nazi torture guy. It's a grand illusion. Yeah, Bat Masterson. Batman. Batman. Do 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 Batman. First imperial diet. Who cares? Communist rule. None of that tops George O'Keeffe's birthday. First, is she the pie lady? Forrest Fenn show sitcom. People throw clues around, hints, clues. Hollywood director Busby Berkeley, birthday, November 29th. Nellie Taylor Ross, birthday. Louisa May Alcott's birthday. And C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, The Pilgrim's Regress, The Problems of Pain, Miracles, and Screw Tape Letters. This is his birthday, November 29th. 1898 to 63. The Battle of Narva, November 30th. Good, we're on the last day of November. There's a lot on here. Huh? There's more on this. This is historyplace.com, specials calendar November. Or there's a slash, historyplace.com /specials /calendar /November HTM. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at other things that were September 7th. We're going to take a look at September 7th days and October 4th. I know Forrest's mother and Peggy died the same day of the year. fall. November 30th, 95, Bill Clinton became the first American president to visit Northern Ireland. Finland was invaded by Russians between Great Britain and the United States and the American War of Independence. Provincial Peace Treaty. Winston Churchill's birthday. Oh, there we go. My cousin Sam. My cousin Samuel Clemens. He's my third cousin, 4 times removed. His birthday is November 30th, 1835. Was born in Florida, Missouri. Florida, Missouri. It sounds like 2 different places. Leader can be there, a follower asking. I want confidence game. He wrote books under the pen name Mark Twain, including The Adventure of Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and The Prince of... Yep. That's my third cousin. And if you're ever in Hartford, Connecticut, stop by and see the Samuel Clemens house. It's really the woodwork. I mean, the whole stairway. It's big square staircase thing. You know, go up, and all of the walls are all inlaid wood, and the staircase is all inlaid. It's amazing. the work the craftsmanship back then. So Samuel Clemens' birthday, Winston Churchill's birthday, and Abby Hoffman's birthday. Now we want to look at it was September. We'll look at September 7th. 6 and 7, really, because I think they just only found him on the 7th. Leningrad was renamed St. Petersburg. Marcus Lafayette was born, pioneering American social worker Jane Addams. Now, November 7th, Brazil declares independence. German Luftwaffe began its Blitz bombing campaign. There's a fighter pilot chore. Bishop Desmond Tutu became Archbishop of Cape Town, 1986. September 7th, 1994, Army closed its headquarters in Berlin, ending the American military presence in the once devastated city. Half century. September 7th, for the first time, World War II, German Parliament, the capital, as well as fully restored Reichstag building, and parliamentarians from around the world. The session marked the 50th anniversary of the first post-war session. It's Queen Elizabeth's birthday. Queen Elizabeth I. So there wasn't anything special that way, so it had to be special, and that was a day somebody else passed away or was born. You got to find who was the person he was following. Because if he used D-Day, okay, now let's go down and look at October. Peggy probably told him, "You go first. If you go, then I'm certainly going to follow you." Pope Gregory. Forrest was laying backwards on his horse, laying on his stomach. Flew so he was the wings. There was an oil company that had a red horse with red wings as a logo. Anybody? Yeah, there's Mobile. Mobile Oil had the Pegasus. The Pegasus is the mobile oil Pegasus thing. Now, what is the church in Santa Fe? What's the church in Santa Fe? It's the St. Francis of right? I'm gonna look it up. I got my Google Earth out here. Because that's Mexico. I miss Santa Fe. St. Francis of Assisi or something, is it? Right? The church. Anybody know? Oh, feels yeah. It's October 4th. Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. There we go. There's October 4th. Is the birthday of St. Francis of Assisi. He was born in Assisi, Umbria, Italy, as Giovanni Francesco Bernardone. He renounced his family's wealth. And founded the Friars Minor Franciscan order. So, what's that tell you there, huh? His feast day. Is St. Francis of Assisi. Peggy died the same day on St. Francis of Assisi's birthday. Oh my. Arthritis in my fingers, man. Been taking more vitamins. Hoping they help. Seem to be helping. Taking the B9. Hoping it helped me breathe better. So I have vitamin B problems. I gotta. This is my B12 right here. It's a cinacobalamin. It's red. I gotta stick myself in the leg with that. And I do it the first of the month, so it's time to do it. Once a month, I gotta stick myself. So I have pernicious anemia. I don't absorb vitamin B12. And so that's what led to me getting blood because I don't absorb the B12. I wasn't making good, healthy blood cells, and my blood got sick. My bone marrow, it's a cancer in the bone marrow, but it's not leukemia. It can turn leukemia, but it hasn't. I've been keeping my numbers. I get checked every 3 months, but I'm still trying to get more energy. So I'm try another vitamin, and so I decided I'd try some B9, and I got some that monatomic gold. Yeah, some of that. looks like, hey, Davio, want to come over? I'm kidding. It didn't come in a box, just come in a bag. It's monatomic gold. It's not drugs. It's not. But I put that in my tea. I just take it. Whoop. And it does it makes clears the fuzz, and your thoughts are clearer and everything. It's like like your brain, if it ran on copper wires, it like cleans the copper. So yeah, just take a little scoop of monatomic gold and put it in the teacup. Oh man, I got some all over the place here. It's a powder, you know. Oh well. It's like $30 for 15 grams. So there you know it's not it's not anything illegal. It would cost $300, $400, $500. Feast on birthday, same thing. Said there was no confirmers. Like, do they know? That reminds me of the movie. Exactly. Little did you know. Hope you feel better, Bill. I'm starting to feel a little better. I don't know. I already voted. Yeah, I can think about traveling. I still got to finish cleaning up in here before I hit the road. I got to unload a bunch of this. What's on my couch and in front of my couch has to go out in the trailer. But I have cleared out space underneath the RV, so I can move some stuff under there. Well, I'm waiting for things. There's things that can happen in the chase too. That I don't want to take off and have to come right on back. And I hate driving the RV on I-40. That's the worst road, worst interstate in America. I don't want to say, I fill my teeth. I'm getting my tea. My sugar thing is about empty. That was the last time I get sugar out of there with a spoon. Yeah, my sugar jar is empty, but I buy that the raw sugar, in Florida crystals, the sugar with molasses. You got it in a big bag at Walmart. I think it's a 5-pound bag. And I got a big plastic container that I got a bunch of plastic from buying bird food, parrot food. Those reminders of Togo. I get him just a couple more months and they get Togo back in February. He's in the freezer at the taxidermist. Why does it keep... I pushed the thing to show me the chat and it... And it keeps, oh, we're going to hide the chat from you. It keeps hiding the chat from me when I don't ask it to, Jackass Hill Road in Angels Camp, California. Yeah, I grew up out in the Bay Area in Fremont, and I was in the Boy Scouts, and we went up to Angels Camp and stuff. And I used to go camping at Tall Lake and come to Oklahoma. James Treasure. Who's Treasure? Oh, from what I'm seeing, there can be some treasures here that I've seen. Um, some spots I got to look at. I saw some stuff on Google Earth. It's like, ooh, that looks like a big opening there, and it's like hidden where nobody would go there to look. You know. But there's some turquoise, abandoned turquoise mines and stuff down here. I want to go look for some turquoise. And I bring out on my stick, got these feathers. They're from this. There was a dead, dried up bird in a tree, and I took his feathers. But they make a sound. They flutter in the wind, and they make a little beat sound, a little a flutter. I'm surprised how much noise they make for being just little feathers. Yes, we're heading to Vegas. Okay. Moses likes warm climates, Bill. Be like Moses. Moses liked being alone. The butterflies, the flies, the plague of flies, Egypt, plague of insects. And I'm going to let Jack out real quick. Yeah, I got my generator fixed. It was the controller board. It went out and it wouldn't reset button wasn't working. Nothing, you know. The engine would run, and finally it started working, but it only worked for a little while, and it shut off again. Well, before it shut off, well, the power went off, and then the engine revved real high, and then it's shut off, and boop. Okay, now that board is gone, but I already had the replacement board on the way because I was having trouble with it. And I took that old one out, and it has 4 coils on it. But yeah, it have that it's like brown coating on the magnet coil, with brown wire wrapped around it, and they were just black. So, but it's all encased in a plastic thing, and I don't know what went wrong in there. But it just goes to show that thing ain't that reliable. But I figure that the size of that generator, if it stops making electricity, then I use the motor and make myself a go-kart. Good day. Good day. 22, that's Forrest Fenn's number. In the book it is a mirror. Rockwell used mirrors to do his stuff. A lot of his stuff is mirrored, and Forrest talked about mirror. And you got to think about smoke and mirrors. And subtle is like this. So it's like this. It's just mirrored the opposite. It's a reverse picture, I found that all his pile of airplanes is and all the stuff I found, and it's like Davio has the rock. He sees a dog. I see a lot more than a dog in it, Davio. There's a lot more in it. But I need good pictures from like a Nikon 6,000 pixels, not reduced down to make it nice on the internet. Like Dale makes everything all small, so you don't get a high quality image. Smoke and mirrors. Yep. Dale Hudson. Hudson's Bay. That's where they call it Hudson Bay, but before it was Hudson Bay, it was Hudson's Bay. It was his bay. Where there are mirrors, there are smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire. I watched a guy. He made a water rocket, high pressure water rocket thing, and he went to 2,700 feet with it, with a water rocket. That was. And the cool thing was when it takes off, he's got different colored water in each. He's got three like main props at the bottom, and he's got red, white, and blue. Red one is red, and the other's blue, and the other one's white. And so, and the rocket kind of spins on its way up, and it's pretty cool. But the one that went to 2,700 feet, he had 1,000 pounds of water pressure in it, and it took off so fast that they lost. Where the hell it go? I mean, I ain't seen a flame powered rocket go that fast. It freaking took off. He had 1,000 pounds of thrust, and probably had a 100-pound rocket with 1,000 pounds of thrust. But the one rocket, it looked like it was made out of soda bottles. He pressurized them, and there were stacked soda bottles going up. Yes, he had they were all and come out the nozzle at the bottom. I don't know, but he had a 2-stage water rocket. It was bad. It's cool. When I was a kid, we used to make. We take the match heads, off, scrape the sulfur off the match heads, and you wrap them in aluminum foil. You wrap aluminum foil around them, and you have like a toothpick sticking up in the foil, and you just stick it in the dirt, and then you light the bottom of your little match head rocket, and they'd go up a couple feet. We'd make these little rockets. But you could also, with the match heads and charcoal, you can make gunpowder. Sulfur and. I got a book around here somewhere that it'll tell you how to make anything. It's like the old recipe book. It tells you how to make imitation leather and how to make Clorox or anything you want to make. It tells you how to make it. Except for crystals, those you got to find. How long I've been on? I went an hour and 34 minutes. Good old days. Oh, man. Somebody told me my video is too long. It's like, that's not my problem. City Slickers. Curly's gold. Some people don't get the Forrest Fenn prayed for D's, right? And right down here in Manassas, is where Jack Dempsey's from. His birthplace is there, and there's a Liberty Bell in his front yard. He had a boxing match in Toledo, Ohio in 1919 against Willard, and the bell didn't ring at the end of the round. If you want to please my ghost, ring my bell. And there's a bell in front of Dempsey's house. So I rang his bell. I told Forrest I rang his bell. On May 27th, I told him, I know where your Moses is, halfway up the 1,000-foot karst. And I rang Jack Dempsey's bell. Because that's the story about the cowboy that come up and punched Forrest Fenn. And the story of Cowboy Luttrell, who was a wrestler, who the first time a boxer and a wrestler fought each other was Jack Dempsey and Cowboy Luttrell. It was the first inter-martial art fight between two different martial arts. It was the first time with Jack Dempsey and this Cowboy Luttrell guy known as Cowboy. He was a wrestler. I can't find any videos of him wrestling, but you can find all Jack Dempsey fights on video on YouTube. But anyhow, he had a fight. This fight is even on YouTube. The Cowboy Luttrell Jack Dempsey fight, and Jack Dempsey knocked him out of the ring, and few months later, after Cowboy Luttrell had healed from getting his ass beat by Jack Dempsey, he shows up at Jack Dempsey's restaurant in New York City, and goes walking up, and Jack Dempsey says, "Hi, cowboy," and the guy, he says he put his head down, rammed him in the balls, and drove him down to the floor, and began pounding his face while he was holding him down on the floor, and Jack couldn't get his punches in, so he kind of blindsided Jack Dempsey there. And when you hit someone in the head, like Forrest says, the cowboy came up and punched him in the face, that's called ringing their bell. And so to ring his bell, punch him in the head, the Cowboy Luttrell rang Jack Dempsey's bell. And Jack Dempsey's got a bell in front of his birthplace here. So if you want to please my ghost, ring my bell. I rang his bell. Told Forrest, I rang Jack Dempsey's bell, but nothing happened, And then a week later, the treasure's been found, It's more than a coincidence. When you can't have that many coincidences and not be the real thing. And there was a one finder thing on Cape Rose thing on her Hen of Riches, that said that page 65 had the coordinates, and page 65 is the Buffalo Cowboy car, which I have here. And the Forest Ranger told me I could keep it. See, that's brave and in the wood because it was in the meadow shaped like a D. And it's tied to these are multiple blazes. And you had to find the Buffalo Cowboy car, and you had to find Moses. If you found both of those, then you got the treasure. But you had to be able to see more than just one shape in the rock, because his stories were all up and down that canyon. It's amazing. And you got some archaeology. well-known archaeologists that come from Maine that want to come see it. Bum bum bum. Gasoline, gunpowder, and alcohol. Yeah, or if you're in Beirut, it's a fertilizer and diesel. Saint Francis of Assisi. Birthday is the day Peggy renounced his family's wealth and founded the Friars Minor Franciscan Order. Like I said, I was thinking, if I had that, I would start some kind of order, you know, and like I said, you know, get ambulances and things shipped out to some of these remote villages, and really some mining companies would do real good selling them road gravel. They need road gravel real bad over there. If you know, and I'm sure you could easily get people to truck drive. Then people would pay to fix their roads if you couldn't get the guy. You know. Just the drivers and all. You could charge them a toll. You just put the toll booth in the middle. It's all paved. Toll booths would get robbed out there. They'd have to do that. There, the chip might do it. Well, no, they wouldn't have any power to run their machine to check the chips. No internet to connect to pay the bills. Remington's birthday is October 4th too. But the Saint Francis of Assisi's birthday, October 4th, that says something there. It puts a biblical end to it. And we got November the 4th, the discovery of King Tut's tomb. The 15th is George O'Keeffe's birthday, and the 29th. What did I say it was? Oh, Sam Clemens. It's November 30th. C.S. Lewis. That's some story. C.S. Lewis. He wrote more than The Pilgrim's Regress and The Problem of Pain and Miracles and The Screwtape Letters. But yeah, mostly you want people to go look up stuff and remember people from the past that have been forgotten, you know. I wanted to go see that Jack Dempsey birthplace thing, but I never figured it was open all this summer while, with all this virus BS keeping everybody from doing anything. Where? Oop. Well, I don't want that spilled. At least I had it closed. Is that torn? No. I got this light. Headlight. It's a pretty good one. That's I think an Energizer one. There. Axe. Anything else? Anybody know anything new? Oh, I thought it was reconnecting to our childhood through Forrest, reconnecting to his. King Tut. Yeah, yeah. King Tut was discovered November 4th, 1922. And was it November? Uh, Richard Byrd, November 29th, first flight airplane over to the South Pole. Yeah, when did they opened his tomb? 20 something, 22nd, I think, maybe. I have to go back, but I went through that. Did assassinations and during the Holocaust, Nazis began walling off Jewish ghettos. November 26, 1940. Man, there was a decade of hell there in Germany. When did they open the tomb? But Forrest got some stuff from Egyptian tombs. He has a Thoth figure, and I gave him one of my emerald tablets. Oh, where's the one I had down here? I gave him one of my emerald tablets, and I told him that goes with Thoth. And I know. Yeah. But yeah, he's into Egyptian stuff. He was like secret. Oh, I don't want anybody to know we're talking Egyptian stuff. But he's in the the whole thing in the Codex was the guy was to bring his treasures with him when he to his grave, like King Tut, and this is King Tut's discovery of King Tut's tomb 98 years ago on the 4th, but it wasn't opened until there it is, November 26th. Marvin Camel, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Native American boxers. But Blood, Sweat, and Tears, they were locals. Interesting. Story of Mission Mountains. Yeah, I grew up in Fremont, and I, I was staying with a friend. We had a like one of them shops. You can rent a shop. It has like a little office and a big roll up door and a shop, and with a office in the back and a loft and stuff. And we lived in there I lived there a month or so. But while I was there was loud music next door. Boom, 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 boom. And, and there were these girls that were in tights and stuff coming outside to cool off, all sweaty and stuff. They were making MC Hammer's videos over there. Can't touch this. Do 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 do. I was there when they recorded that. It's so cool. I know where that was, and now I know the platform because that's like above the loft in the back. There's a little platform where they could have been up there dancing. Yeah, it was all. It was cool. But I didn't know that was MC Hammer's right next door, and until like a year later, my sister told me that was his studio. He lived in Fremont. Um, they say they found Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. Nobody's seen them, but they say they're there. I have Egyptian artifacts here, and nobody wants to see them. Nobody wants to see them. You know, they're not always. You can't call me full of shit until you come to see it. It's there, hard as rock. Yeah, YouTube trying to cut me off, right? Reconnect. I notice it doesn't really. It's this stream somehow keeps, but it's just a quick interruption or something when it tells me it's reconnecting. Yeah, beef jerky. Like beef jerky. Nobody wants to see them is the key. Had they taken time, more will see. Yeah. If they want to see, I wouldn't mind seeing Davio's rock, but he has 0 inch. He's seeing a dog in a rock, and I found a pile of airplanes in the rocks, and Forrest Fenn getting woke up by his teacher, and Thoth and Anubis and, and Moses standing up there. This is why Moses is part of a giant. He's on the side of a cliff. He's on a precipice, just like why he has Moses on the steps to his den, where they found him in front of Moses, and Moses is on the precipice of the step, because the Moses out here is on the precipice way up the side of the mountain, and the end is drawing nigh. God told Moses, "Don't come nigh, don't come close." The end's drawing is don't touch. That's why do not touch. And the red letters indicating the New Testament, the red letter parts, but don't touch. It's in the Old Testament about Moses. It's more about the Hebrews and the lost tribes that came from America and went to Europe. The Atlanteans that came from here and went and built the pyramids in Egypt. This is the stuff older than Egypt, much more primitive than Egypt, and people think everything has to be a Michelangelo. It's 15,000 years old. And exposed to weather, it's done pretty good for as long as it's been there. Yeah, November 26th, they opened King Tut's tomb. I just wish if there is something, why can't they give the finder a heads up? Unless it's for some entertainment value that they're watching the finder who's likely amongst the community, and wondering what the hell's going. That's what I'm wondering what the hell's going. The way I read it, it ended after he died. That whole Charlton Heston NRA speech. I want everybody within the sound of my voice to listen and to heed what I say. That's hear me all and listen good. And and uh, and then he says, especially you, Mr. Gore, and it's just amazing that it translates to Mr. Gorman. From my cold, dead hands. You can't have that treasure till I'm dead. How are you going to rob the grave of a man who's not dead yet? Wood band played Mission Mountain. Patience is a verse. Yeah, and that's why I said the Bible. It says, "What do you do now?" It says, "Just wait, it'll come." That's what God told. He said, "Just wait." So you just take a back seat and wait, because there's important dates like these dates. The discovery of King Tut's tomb, uh, George O'Keefe's birthday, the 15th, and the opening of King Tut's tomb on the 26th. Sam Clemens' birthday on the 29th or 30th, was it? He's my cousin even. Yeah, 30th. So, well, those dates might be important, because he said there's going to be a lot of surprises this year, and so what do we had? One, two. It was a surprise that there was only pictures of Forrest and no pictures of the finder. That's a big surprise. Everybody expected that. So the announcement of a finder, the pictures coming out, and there's no finder, and then Forrest dies, and then Peggy dies, and there's four surprises. Is four a lot, or is 5 or 6? 3, 6, 9. So 6, maybe. Yeah, and which are two surprises? One surprise. How are we counting surprises, or how are we counting clues? That's Alice Cooper. I took that picture in Denver in 2001. Or, no, it was 2000. No, it had to be 2001. Yeah. It was just after 9/11, though. The baseball season was in the end of the baseball season. And I went to a baseball game at Coors Field, and then I went to Cooperstown, and Alice Cooper showed up at Cooperstown after his concert at the Pepsi Center. And so I got to meet Alice Cooper and got a few pictures of him. You couldn't bring your camera up and take a picture of him. You had to take your picture from across the bar. And I got that picture, see his hands up there in front of his face. He's got his left hand like this, because he's showing a woman his wedding ring. And then, as my dad there in the Navy, my great grandparents. And this one up here, that's my great grandfather, my dad, me, and my grandfather. There's 4 generations of Gormans. And I remember my great grandfather. He was born 1876. And I know a guy that was born in 1876. That's going pretty far back, and it ain't that far, because there's my great grandfather. So my great great and great 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 aren't that much further back, than that generation. And I know and I know the stories of my ancestors. The Rogers Rangers. The movie Northwest Passage with Spencer Tracy is about my fifth great granduncle Robert Rogers, and my fifth great grandfather James Rogers was right there with him, and my other fifth great grandfather was Ethan Allen, and I gotta let Jack in, but I may as well just. Anybody want me to keep going or? I'll let Jack in. I'll let you decide if you want me to keep going. Come on, Jack. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on, Dum Dum. Get out here barking. Come on. You're crazy dog. Yeah, he demands a treat. I check my battery on my computers. I bought new batteries so that the computer would go like 8-9 hours with a charge, and the one batteries that's supposed to add like 4 or 5 hours to it is only giving me like an hour and a half at the most. And the computer is telling me that battery is only using half of its potential, and I bought it as a new battery, and it wasn't. It was first used in 2016 by somebody. They probably reconditioned it then, but it's lost it. It's too old. They say you can put them in the freezer, freeze them, and maybe they'll work when they thaw out, after they thaw out and dry out. But the thing, what I could do is it's like a docking station battery extension, and I've got 3 of these things with bad for all 3 of them. Even the new one has bad, and it's like if I could find the batteries that go in it, I could take out what's in and just swap out the batteries, But I don't know if you can find those. The other thing I thought of doing was take one of them, because I know what the voltage on the battery is, right? So why not take a battery for a drill? I'm thinking getting drill battery, Chinese drill batteries, and put them all parallel to each other. Set them all up parallel, and just have the wires go into this thing that connects to the computer, or gut out the single battery that goes in the computer, and power it right there. Your bare feet. Take your shoes off. What is it? Take your shoes off. Come in, take your shoes off. Make yourself at home. Penrose, in a month. How far are you from there? Penrose is, if you're going to Penrose, you want to see the John C. Fremont statue. They're in, it's in Florence, I think. It's right by Penrose. And Penrose is where the Lonesome Dove Ranch was. The Quanah Parker's ranch, the Lonesome Dove, was there near in Penrose, or between Penrose and Florence. chest, chest. Uh, Moses was a treasure chest. A hint of riches, new and old, is hint of testaments, new, the Old New Testament. There's a book called Bible Treasures, and they even have a treasure map going from Genesis to through Exodus, and it shows it looks like a treasure map. They call the Bible a book of treasures. Or a book can be a chest. A chest can be a book. You know how he likes to play with words, and what do these words mean? And oh, it can mean book. Okay, well we're gonna go with that. He's playing with the words. More as much or more than Bill Clinton was. It depends on what is. Oh, yeah. Calcium. Big old I like these big old jars. And I peel the labels off these, and it's just a clear green bottle. And you take the lid off, and you get two screws started inside the lid. Because then you take it and you screw that up underneath a shelf or something, like in an RV. All along the walls you can have jars, or under the table up against the wall have a jar under, and so the cap is screwed to the bottom side of the shelf or the cabinet or whatever, and then you can just take the jar and you can have fuses in there or whatever, a jar of screws, and you attach it under there, and it's the way to store it. But this one's still full of calcium. It's just not. You gotta put it in the drawer with all the other stuff. Yeah, a chest of dreams. He talked about going back to sleep. He'd get up and go back to sleep, and to continue his dreams, and knowledge that he gained through osmosis in his dreams. See what answers you can get in your dream while you're in your dream state. It's osmosis. Osmosis. And Moses means pulled from the water, taken from the water, drawn from the water. It's taken out. It's the opposite of put in. So they put in below the Homer Brown, and then you take out. Ask Moses. Y'all got to grow a beard and play Moses? I need a Moses Serape. How do you know? No, it's 40 years. Moses walked for 40 years. He walked alone in the desert for 40 years. Forrest never imagined that when he was shot, he was a dead man. He was at the end of his omega. He was at the end of his rainbow. I'm shot down in enemy territory. I'm dead meat. Okay. And when you're in that position, you're there. If you're an atheist, it's the first time you pray to God. God, get me out of here. And so you had to make a deal with, no more bombing for you, man. You got to be all good. We'll save you only if you do good deeds. And that's why the Benjamin Franklin thumb portrait, and Benjamin Franklin's holding Alexander's deeds, a copy of Alexander's deeds, and Alexander's deeds, it leads to this song, this church song, um, a beautiful life, not a beautiful mind or a wonderful life, a beautiful life is the name of the song, and it's about doing a golden deed and helping somebody in need, you know. So he's doing. That's why I have that video that's on the puppet, his golden deed, the puppet Forrest. Hiccups. Yeah, this rock was kind of, I don't know. It's kind of what, see, there's a little guy standing here. Yeah, I don't know if it'll focus. Maybe I have to get close too. Yeah, something about cameras. You know, the camera sees colors and light and all that you don't see, and the camera will show things that you didn't see with your naked eye, but you can see it in the picture that the camera took. That's really interesting. And I noticed that on Facebook, I shared I shared a screenshot of the messenger thing, and the color of the text background in the messenger message, that color, it was blue on the screen when I screenshotted it, and I pasted it into the messenger, and the image that messenger showed, it was purple instead of blue. Definitely a big color change in what I grabbed from my screen and what it displays. Yeah, they alter the colors and all that to make it harder for you to see what the person is trying to show you. So really, you have to see. That's what I like about having them printed in this. That everything is. You see the arm here coming over and holding this. This is somebody's face. There's their nose. They're looking up. But there's this person. Here's her eyes, nose, her chin. But there's another person back here. Oh. And there's these guys dancing. This guy over here is dancing. And this guy's beating. This is the drum. And he's beating the drum. Do, 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 you know? But, you see there's a face in here. All kinds of neat stuff. But, yeah, that guy's dancing. And this guy's beating the drum. So that's the whoop of the dance. The beat of the drum and the whoop of the dance. But... see this guy in here, pale face. But you see, like, this is a raw picture. That's a photograph. You can see the figures in the photograph, in the rocks. You see here's the legs coming down, and the person here holding this other person. There's their heads. And there's a guy standing here on the end. There's somebody wedged in here. It's just a lot of people. There was lots of people back then. You see this person, see get closer and it doesn't focus. See the face there? In there, and their hand right there. And here's their body and their legs here. And the couple at the top kissing. These two people. Can't see what I gotta look around the book. But and you see this whole thing is a face. But it's made of other people inside the face. It's a multi-layered kind of art. And then this is what I made from it turns into this. I think I know another way to do this. Like that, like that. Spleen that open. Yeah. And so the AI, it paints the same thing that was in the picture. I'll do it this way. That should work. Oh, I did it that way. So you see, it's the same thing, just colored and smooth. The lines, the figures are still there. See this little guy standing here? There's people in here. Look at her. And that's, let's see, where is she? Oh, that side of right over here. Right there. See all it's amazing what's there, man. Yeah, you can see that it's just a big. They're like a big happy family back then. You know, they had nothing to do but carve their stuff on rocks. It's the ancestors of the Hopis, and I see a lot of stuff. It looks like pre-Mayan, early Mayan or something like this. This is a face. There's light spots the nose. There's an eye. Here's his hair. You know. But there's other figures up here in his head, up in his hair. And you see the tree. Look how much it doesn't distort the tree and put face. You know. This one's real cool. I'm going to show you. This is the nose. There's the eye and the other eye. They usually one eye open, one eye closed. These figures, you know, see the legs and the head, the arm. There's another guy right here. Here's a hand over here. And then there's this guy. This guy's real cool. Look, there's somebody in there holding, there's like a baby in here or something, and there's a face here looking at these two children probably. Mm-mm-mm. Big face. Yeah. And sometimes people will see something that I didn't see. My neighbor, there's this one. It's like, man, I can't remember what it was in that. Oh man, that one really got my eye. He bought it. He bought it from me right out of my little book here. I got of him because I bring this book and you see these are all signed. That one's signed. So if somebody wants one out of you, I just tell them what's in the book. Yeah, there's the blaze. That's Moses, and he's standing on a mammoth. This is the mammoth head, and these are other people. See these heads here? These are two other. One guy climbing up this side of the mammoth, and the other guy on the other side of the mammoth, and Moses standing there apart in the Rocky Mountains. But this area, this black area, is the same rock that he's on, except the sun is slicing across and only lighting up Moses at winter solstice. He only comes out like that at winter solstice. Otherwise, you'd see the rock all around him and you wouldn't know it was Moses. He only makes his appearance on the anniversary of Forrest being shot down in Laos. See that face? Yeah. And the whole thing, if you go back further, is there's somebody down here too. And there's somebody in here. And this one's cool. See, this is the man, the woman, and their children all standing there together. Yeah, they're badass. I've got 100 and something of them in this book, in this binder. This guy, you see his legs? These are the legs, the breast, the head, the arms. You see him standing there between my hands? And see, there's other people over here. Where's Where's my signature there? So that has to go that way. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, you see her head, the black hair, the face in here, and there's somebody laying here. This is their memorials. They're dead people laying there. This is somebody's torso. So, they're resting in peace. It looks like dead people laying around up there. And this one's really psychedelic. But you can see this guy and his arm reaching over, and I think this is an elephant in the trunk coming out here. And there's somebody sitting here in some throne or something. It's wild, wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. And there's some princess right here or something. and look, how about a cross? Look at this guy's arms coming across, and here he is. That's got to be Jesus with his arms out like that, right? Crucified. His hand's going, and something over here going to bite his hand. I don't know. Look at the face. The face changes. Now it's looking up that way. This one's one of my favorites. I call her Judy Nudie. Right there. But you see, she's standing here. She's in the middle. Here's her legs. That's her bush, her breast, and her head. And there's people on either side. There's another head up here. And there's people up there. See the face way up there and back there. And other ones, they're all sitting around. But I want to know, how is this a natural formation with the bush in the proper place? But look, it looks like somebody laying across in here, like they're holding some dead person that's laying across there. But look at his face down here too, in here. Yeah. This one, I'm going to name this one Judy Nudie. But I could apply it in different effects and have different versions of it, The guy. Huh? It's pretty easy to see the face here, the nose and the chin. Judy Nudie's a cutie, yeah. I think Judy Nudie has ties to Forrest somewhere. What was that? Don't tell anybody. That was a secret. Look at these. What are all these people doing? You see, I got these off of a rock. I'm taking pictures of the ancient past is what I'm doing, And this seems to be like somebody laying here, wrapped in white, maybe deceased or something. It's a funeral, maybe. You know, because these are like their memorials, and it's what your brain interprets. It's so freaking cool. Look at them all going across there. That's a bunch of people walking across there. And some of them are giant. This is a big white guy. And look, there's somebody here with their hand coming out. See the arm reaching out? This, and that's got this gray face on it. But look, there's a big head right here. And this guy down here with the blue pants. Okay. Now this one is stranger. This one I did with the Forrest Fenn's Golden Pie. I use this part of the picture, but there's much more in the picture, like up on the top. Look at this. They're all like around it. It looks like a TV set in there. And then this guy down here. But you see where he is? Look at this. This is a leg, and this is a leg. And look at where he is. What is this? Where is his face? He's, he's right between a pair of legs. His head is there. Oh. Yeah, that's that guy there. Mother Nature. There's some strange stories out here in these rocks. Look at all the figures in there. You go closer, like look at this one. She's cut off. You know, I don't know when I'm taking the picture that I done that, you know, but she's right at the edge of the picture. A lot of these I do panorama pictures of. Okay, next one. The princess and the prince and the princess, or the king and the queen. You see, he's got a goatee. His eyes, his eyebrows. He's got a crown. Belt buckles cutting into my stomach. I like this one here. This one's pretty cool. You see, there's this. This is a face here in the middle. Here's his lips, an eye here, an eye there. But it's also another face if you look at it a little different. And there's a figure standing here, big and long one. Heads at the top. And the treasure was right in there. There. That's right. Is that right side up? Yeah, it's right side up. Do you see them all down here? And this blue guy here in the middle. I was going to make a slideshow or animate these and make a movie for the IMAX at the Denver Museum, you know? because they have legal mushrooms in Denver, so it would give people on mushrooms something to go look at. See the couple in here, the two heads, blue dress skirt, whatever. There's another face in there. This is the Jolly Green Giant. You see him in there? See his nose and his face in there, and his double chin or his split chin, and his girlfriend right here next to him. But you see, this is his chest and his arms. He's a big green guy. And you go down here, and here's his legs. And what's that? That's the Jolly Green Giant's pickle. You see, he's just a big green guy sitting here. And here's his knees, and there's his weenie. That's his weenie there. But look, there's another guy here in the bush, see? That's what that is. That's a big green guy sitting there, and it's got to be Osiris, right? He was the one missing his wiener. This is a see. Look at this guy standing here in the. You know, this is a raw picture. This is the photograph. And you see the guy up here sitting there holding this. See, here's his legs. And here's his arm coming over holding this tombstone in front of him. And then there's this other face here, profile. Another face in here. Looking at you. And this group of people down here. See this guy here. There's another guy, there's another face, another one, another one. It's just crowds of people, and then that guy sitting there holding that. And this here's a Go in Peace. Let me see. How can I? Oh, wrong hand. Oh, that is the wrong hand. That's this. See, that's what you're seeing right there. The hand, these fingers are bent down, but each of these fingers are people. There's, see the pair of legs in that finger, and there's other people carved in there. You see the face right there, the two eyes dark, and the chin. And see, there's the figures down in here too. So that's all carved in, you know, so it's multi-layered. The hand is made of several people. There's other couple of people there, you know, their faces, them in there, all across there. And you see this face on the side over here, the eye, the nose, the mouth, and the hand here giving the peace sign, go in peace. And there's some people up in here, in this little cubby. And look up here, there's a head with the spikes on it. And then another person right there with their arm coming over here. And there's somebody laying in there. And there's just so much. Oh, I gotta show you the backside of that. Yeah, this one. Here. The little red figure in here, the two legs, and the arms, and the head. And then this guy here looking this way. There's a woman here looking, they're facing each other on either side of the red figure. And then this is an elephant head and the trunk curving down here. That's the elephant eye. So this is the mammoth head. I'm trying to curve around it. See, the head and the trunk comes down here into this yellow lichens. So this guy here. Happy Halloween. There's a lot in there to be found. Okay. This one's cool. I got to name some of these, you know. What do I call her? It's kind of like Nefertiti. Yeah, you know, it's a American Nefertiti. And there's Anubis. And see, this is Anubis. There's his mouth, his eye, his ears, his nose. He's a dog. This dog, my Anubis, kicks ass on Davio's dog. My Anubis just blows his dog away. This is the god of the dead. All he has is Lassie, maybe, you know? And this is his scepter. And there's a vortex up here, and it's like flat, and there's a ramp going into the vortex, and people going up into the vortex and going to heaven. So there's a whole scene going on, and this is like 6 feet from here, top of his ears to it's like 6 feet. It's not small, and you see the figures over here running to Anubis, running to the god of death, the guardian of the dead, and there's people down in here. Yeah. It's not easy to cut out, you know, because when you're cutting something out, there's things in the black area too, you know, that might be significant. But the general idea, you know, this lets you see that that's what's there in the rock, carved in the rock. See this guy standing back here with his hand. Is he praying, or he's on his knees behind Anubis? Or is he holding somebody? I don't know. It's cool. That's the Clovis Queen. She's on the back of my RV, big 3 foot by 4 foot print of vinyl. But look at the face up here. You see this guy in here? But this whole thing here is a face. These are her eyes. There and there. Her nose is here. Her chin is here. This is her forehead. And I call her the Clovis Queen. And see, there's a guy sitting over here. His head, his arm, chest. There's the guy up there. Well, yeah. That guy, there's figures in here. It's complicated. Even see the face in her eye. There's a whole face in this corner of her cheek. And this face here in front of him. And look, there's somebody's legs coming out of his mouth. He's like eating people. That's really neat. This is where Moses, he's right in here. In the nook. In this dark nook, Moses is in there. You can't see him on this. This isn't the right time of year. But that's where he is. And you see the face here? And this is the 1,000-foot cliff. So he's halfway up the 1,000-foot bluff. You know, from the bottom, you can't get near him. Don't come nigh. It says in the Bible, don't come nigh. But you see the other figure, all these figures over here that are carved in these rocks that and they're hundreds of feet tall. This is like 300 feet. And look at the people down here. My stomach's growling. Look at it. Fix some dinner. I gotta put some of these back in the folder. So yeah, these are all printed on canvas. Canvas photo print, inkjet photo print. I'm going to turn it back here so. Yeah. Check this out. You know, you see several of these heads. Each of them are a head. This blue face in here. Badass. Another smaller blue face. It's obvious this is a crowd of people going across. This is a bluff. There's a little mesa, a little plateau on top, you know? But there's all these figures going across there. Actually the AI kind of helps to see it. Look at this guy. He's even got a collar. He's bald. Who's that? Frogs. What do we got here? See, this whole thing is one big head. There's the nose. There's an eye. But then there's other figures inside it. This here, see, there's a face right here. This is the nose. There's the mouth here. It's an eye. And then there's other people laying over the top, laying on. See this one back here, redhead, blue shirt, blue blouse. There's another person here, right behind her. Okay. See how this person in the white over here, look at his face. Brown face, white, with the arm up. And then this is a head. The mouth is open, there's an eye. It's got almost a half profile, kind of. And there's another face in here. Somebody else standing in here. What's he doing? See? Look at this. See, this is a head. There's the mouth and the eyes. That's his head. You see him inside. Like, squeeze your head. Squeeze your head. And there's another little head right there. Pinch it. Pinch that head. And look, there's my thumb. There's stuff over in here. There's somebody standing there. Look at these. This is all faces across here. I'm in touch with another dimension. It's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's just unbelievable. See this person, their head, and here's their arm reaching up to this person, the mouth, this. And the smiley face was already there. And then there's Wilma with her mammoth. This is the mammoth, the trunk coming down here, the eye, this is the elephant head, and it's a man's face. But there's the woman here with one arm out here. There's her head, and this is her leopard dress. And I don't know what's in the back over here. There's a lot to see in these pictures. And like that. See see that person, that face is just too clear. And you see how it distorted the trees, so you can't tell they're trees anymore. Yeah. People think, oh, it's a computer make. Nope. That's what was in the rock. What the computer painted was in the rock. Look at that group down here. I mean, there's the whole family scene or whatever. Did I show this one? No. Let's see. See, here's the head and the arm, the body, the legs. But there's a big red face in back here. See the eye, the nose, and the mouth. And at least I don't show the same picture of rock like, Davio. It's the same rock. It's a dog. It's a dog. Okay. More than dog. More than a dog. Find the kennel. Find the kennel. Show us the kennel. I'm looking at one down there that's. See, this is just so badass. See the guy here and the guy here. There's people. See this face here? And here's his arm and his hand and his thumb. And there he is laying in there. And it's like they put one sculpture right over the top of another one or something. You know? It's the princess. How can you tell? She hasn't got shit all over her. There's Thoth. Here he is on a, see. There's Thoth. There he is smiling. And he's riding the ibis. There's the beak, the bird's eye, the bird's head, the bird's body, and his wing coming down here. And that's Thoth riding on an ibis. And that's where I got the little Forrest Fenn cowboy riding on the ibis from. How I thought of doing that. Oh, we did that. Okay. Okay. So it kind of started in the middle and went to the front and then going to the back from the middle. This one, I think I showed this one, but a different version of it. This is the guy beating the drum. The drummer beating his drum here. And the dancer here. Or dancers. There's somebody back there. But what is going on? It looks very spiritual. Where did I sign that one? I didn't. Oh, there. Well, that's how it goes. This is, you see, there's somebody here. There's their head. Here's their arm. And here's their back and body and their leg over here. So they're laying there, crawling across there. That might be somebody doing the nasty. Some of them come out better, but you can see there's figures down. There's the head. And look at this face here looking up. And there's dancers across here. Could be gypsies. Yep. Some you get further back, less focus or something. Like there's somebody standing here. There's their head and there's somebody's arm coming across here. Oh man, there's somebody standing here. This one's a stout-hearted man. That's him laying there. See? And the reason that they have dark pants and stout-hearted men is because they went down the slide at the schoolhouse. Stout-hearted men was about his comrades in skipping class. I'm surprised Forrest didn't smoke cigarettes. We'll do it right. It's this way. You see these two faces? There's a face here and a face in here. But there's other ones down here. But the two big main ones are here and here. This face. She's looking that way. They're facing each other. And I'll show you up close here. Look at that face there. You see her? The eye, the nose, the chin. There's somebody in her mouth. There's a head and a body. So weird. And there's another face here looking the other way. It's just freaky. And that was on a rock. These are my fingers wrapped around this one. And it's just cool what you can see. And, you know, is this some ancient thing from somebody's dresser? You know, because it looks like it's. I'm not that good of an artist, but I am now. That's just cool. Come on, stay there. Okay. Let's see what I got here. See, that's really cool. See the person laying here, their head, their arm, their body coming down here, and this is somebody else's body parts, but there's figures in here. See, there's another person right there, somebody there. This skull here. There's just so much in these. And there's Forrest Fenn, stuck up to his nose in the mud, in the Fenn. The Fenn is a muddy bog, and there he is up to his nose in the bog. He's bogged down. This one's cool. Yep, that's it. See this face here. See the two eyes, the nose, the mouth. And there's his ear. That's Michael Douglas. That's what I should call that one. Michael Douglas. But you see there's a face in here. Here. There's a video of Suzanne Summers showing Forrest Rock and saying, look, it's George O'Keeffe. Oh, yeah, it is. And you're just looking at a rock. But see, there's a face here. There's other figures standing down here. There's a face there. But there's... This one was very hard for me to interpret. what was in it, you know, and there's a lot there that I haven't seen yet. They're like communications from the past. There's a whole crowd along the cliff, along the bluff. And these could have been buffalo jumps. They could have run the buffalo off the top of these. And so they run the buffalo off. They have a big feast and they carve the rocks. But you see all the figures going across this. I mean, you know, there's face there, somebody there. You know, little people down in the cracks. This guy here, the figures. If there was one face, you could say pareidolia, but there's so many that it isn't. This has to be intelligent design. You see all the people standing across here. It's too much. Too much to be just imagination. Where's the top? Okay. I know which way's up, but by the signature. I sign them all right side up. So if you had one, you could put it like this. And look, see. Ooh. It's a different picture than this. Or this. Or this. Is the other way? Yeah, it's the other way. Oh, but look at that. Look at this big green face here. Oh, I am the great and powerful Oz. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. And see, there's a face here, and here's the arm coming in, and the hand. Oh, that's just bizarre, huh? This face is looking this way. Here's another nose, and it's looking off that way now. It was looking straight at me earlier. Yeah, it's just badass. Which way's really up? That way. And here it's somebody laying here. Here's an arm, a leg, and they're laying here, and somebody standing on their chest. But that way, it's the big green face. Hey, Barbara Anderson. Yeah, I found the trove of art. You see the lips and the eye, big pink face, and blue face, and your pale face. No, here's a big blue face here, laying back, the lips, the eye, the nose, this head laying there. Go back further, you see this face and that face, whatever. And is this? Is that right side? I think it is. Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. There's a lot going on in here. It was all about the art that you find in nature. Look at that skull laying there, two eyes. There's two people standing here. It's completely unnatural. There's too much happening for it to be pareidolia. Who else is there? Who's that? Hotkey? Loki. Hey, Loki. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, this is just too much. This blue character and the two eyes and the nose and the mouth. And this hand coming up on top of her head. And look, there's a face down in here with another face in front of it here, and another one here, and one looking down here. And you see there's things happening down in there that you don't see from a distance. The closer you get, the more you see. It's like a big fractal. It's a fractal of imagination. There she is. And this is another version of the beat of the drum and the whoop of the dance. This is the guy's dancing, this guy's beating the drum. But I think there's somebody back here behind him. There's two dancers, two or three. And might be somebody being massacred or sacrificed. I don't know. Maybe they're sacrificing somebody. We don't know yet. I've almost lost my binder. These are those the rocks I showed before. But you see the figures all standing in here and laying in there. And look at those golden eyes looking at. But see, there's another face in front of her, and there's other people in there, and all the way back in here, all up here. There's a hand, or is that a knee? And see, there's a face laying in there. Somebody laying across here. But this is a face of some. And now you see this face. And a bigger face. This face. Through there. See, something you get further back, and you start seeing. See, there's people standing in here, and there's another little level down here, and there's a face right in here, a profile, the two eyes, and this face with the brown hair. Trying to keep my binder from falling apart, and it's just balanced next to me. Okay, we'll do these a different way. Uh, uh, there. Okay. Yeah, trying to get organized without things falling apart on me. The binder's kind of sitting open, like, and things are trying to slide off. Now, did I show this one? Let's see. Yeah, this one's see this big head here. There's other faces in there. And down there. See, there's somebody blue here. The leg, the arm. It's kind of distorted. Big blue face here. See the nose? See the eye and the mouth? This is like there's grass hanging on his lip, you know? Yeah, it doesn't mean it's not there. This one's cool. This guy up here. And the faces in here. Multiple faces. In one, and they're all overlapping. That's what's so cool, is how they overlap. And yeah, it's a multi-dimensional. I live in another dimension. Look at this face here. It's a Halloween pumpkin head. And there's a guy up here. See this guy there? And there was one over on this side, wasn't there? One over here. And up in the middle. Okay. And this one. A lot going on in there, man. There it is. This is part of the one I call the Clovis Stone, because it has a lot of stories on it. You see the Indians back here going, and there's something going on in the middle here. Maybe that's a baby in a basket. Maybe that's Moses. Who knows? But they're telling a story, and there's all these dancers around them. Like that. But you see this person in white is standing in front of the person in blue, and their heads bent down. And there's people over here. This looks like a big party. And it makes you wonder, what their parties were like 14,000 years ago. Completely different than what things are today. I think I did this one, yeah. And we found figures standing up in here. Yeah, we did. I gotta print some more. Anyway, when I run the generator, I can run my printer and my other monitor and get things done on the computer. Where's the up there? Okay. Well, it's like that. But when you turn it like that, you see his lips and his eyes. But it goes like this. And you see all the people standing across here. See, these are different individuals going all the way across. And then this is the you know, the Fenn in the muddy bog, and he's up to his nose in it. He's up to his nose in the Fenn. And this is right below the blaze, right below Moses. And I metal detected there, nothing there. And it's right side up because I see my signature. But you see there's a face here. There's other people back here. What are they doing? Okay. Okay, slideshow over. Think I run enough time? Ain't no big revelations. Just George O'Keefe's birthday coming up November 15th. Anniversary of King Tut's tomb, November 4th. Opened on November 26th. See, my binder's falling apart. They don't want to go in there. So the ones that don't want to go on that side, I put them on the other side. And then close it. That's my big. Got a lot of them in there. Oh, I forgot to put the blank, empty ones in. So it means I can print more. I need a thicker binder. Because I've got like 150 of them in there. And they're all on canvas. I got to put them blanks in it. So, what's new? 15. What's new? Yeek. Moisturize. Hard game to figure out. It's Kilroy, Leroy. Yeah. How? Still good. Boy, man. I'm still here. Hey, Jason. I thought Jason be passed out by now. Yeah, I didn't know about that Halloween Zoom or anything, until it was already filled with people who would run if I joined in. And what's my it's time. start my generator that I just fixed a couple days ago. I think I started snoring on the Zoom. Which Zoom? Oh, on Loki. Okay. On their Zoom. Yeah, I would have done the Lone Ranger or Zorro, what they want to call it, with the yeah, like this. And like I said, November 1st is Halloween. All Hallows Eve is the day before Halloween, which is October 31st. But Halloween is November 1st. People haven't figured that out. You know, Christmas Eve is the day before Christmas. All Hallows Eve is the day before Halloween. And Halloween was the harvest. You know, if I went walking in, it says you got to wear a mask to go into Walmart. So if I wore this going into Walmart, is that going to qualify? Who are you? Who are you? I am Zorro. Chop, chop. Yeah. Get the old sword out. That's a nice. Mm. 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 I can't see for shit right now. So it's blurry. If I get back further, I get back, the better I see. Like my eyes are set for looking at stars. My prescription has the numbers are plus numbers on my prescription. Most people are negative. I don't know what it, but that's because I'm farsighted. I had my LASIK for distance, and I came out 2015. I could see at 15 feet what other people see at 20 feet. or I could see at 20 feet what other people see at 15, something like that. I don't know. But, because I had LASIK back 20 years ago. And now it's time to, if I have the one of the first things I do if I have the treasure is get my bottom teeth all and get studs instead of glue indentures, get snap-ins at least, or implants. I think the implants would be the best, except they probably screw up the first set like they did my dentures. I tell you, next time I need the smile to be even. It looks like it's crooked, you know. So, okay, enough of the mask. What's it saying? Eve of All Saints Day. Yeah, it's All Saints Day. They turn into Halloween, all, yeah. Hollow ground. The dead. It's the party for the dead. Saints are all dead people. They don't name them a saint until they're dead. You have to be dead to be a saint. Yeah. You seem worse. Yeah. What are you doing, Jack? All right. I'm going to sign off. I got to go start my generator. This is my computer says 33 minutes left. And I just read about the batteries. If you only let them go halfway down, you can charge them 1,000 times. But if you let it go all the way charged, you can only charge them 500. Well, that's the same thing. Half a charge 1,000 times, or a full charge 500 times. That sounds pretty much the same. Oh, you're getting more because you're only using half the battery. Yeah. Okay, cool show. Just got the end. Good night. Yeah. Good night. I'm gonna start my generator, and Jack's whining at me, aren't you, Jack? You whining at me. Oh, what do you want? He's hopping up and down. Out. Chase rabbits. Chase rabbits. I saw 2 bunny rabbits out there, Jack, and you didn't even see them. Okay. All right. Well, good night. Say good night, Jack. Say good night. There you go. Good night.